My name is Xaver Wilhelmy. Welcome to the Wilhelmy Organ School. And today we're going to look at how we're going to make some rollers to work on organ pipes. It's a jig that is helpful for any kinds of repair and assembly of organ pipes. Okay, let me show you what I mean by pipe organ rollers. And this is what we're going to make today. This fella. And, well, actually, this fella. And this fella. And when you handle or work on a organ pipe, like this one here, this will come extremely handy to have these rollers, because this way you can do work on a tuning device in the back. You can work on the mouth area here. You can cut off wonderfully and easily the foot if you need to do some language repair. You can resolder or fit ears. You can fit the mouth again if you want to work on it. And with the rollers that we're building here, they will have brakes like this here, which locks the wheel so it won't roll, and you can immediately make some nice seams here, or you can do the back seam soldering. And also, in addition, because as you will learn, symmetry is totally overrated. They are oblong on one side for the simple purpose that if you feel like it, you can then clamp it to your table to fully secure it. And the rollers will have, just like this, a thin non-slip pad underneath, just to keep it a little bit more stable. It's always good to have matching wheels, front and back, and soft wheels. These ones are out of foam. Yes. And also, it's always good to have one set of wheels that is self-adjusting to the taper. You see? You see how from going straight and parallel to the body, they change to taper shape. This is ideal when you're working only on the foot or on tapered organ pipes. And you can also move it this way, of course, when you're sitting down, and work directly just on the foot in front of you. So this is it. Isn't it fun?
That's cool.
Okay. And these are helpful in this size. This size is very helpful for 3 foot to 8 foot pipes. And of course, one can make them smaller too. But we'll start with this, because that's our next project. After making the rollers is to actually use them. Every project has to start with something. This starts with chocolate. Okay? You gotta have some energy. And don't talk with food in your mouth. Okay? Consider the wood. Anyway. So, you can hardly be understood. You've got good food in your mouth. I may splatter all over the page. That's just not right. Okay? You can do this at the dinner table, but not in the workshop. At the workshop, your place has to be tidy. Our next project involves something really cool, and that is something that every organ builder, every pipe maker, anybody who ever works on organ pipes ought to have. And that's a stroller. not just any stroller, a stroller that preferably you pick up at the local Goodwill store for the whopping price of, can't see schnitzel? Can't see it, huh? Okay, for the whopping price of $3.85. A stroller. Not B stroller, A stroller. Nice wheels. That's actually what we're after. Okay. And it's got 8 beautiful wheels. And what we're going to make today, preferably, is a pipe roller. A set of pipe rollers. So you can make repairs to organ pipes in the sense of you can solder round seams very easily, and you can do solder repairs and other repairs and solder on hooks on the back of organ pipes without endangering the mouths. So now that we've got a stroller, Schnitz, you have to come up with a plan. Okay, the plan involves a sip of coffee, when choosing the stroller or anything, keep in mind that the wheels that are used, they should be as large as possible, but not larger than, say, 5 inches in diameter. These wheels will provide nice rollers for 8-foot pipes down to 4 foot, and and also it would be nice for them to be softish. These happen to be out of quite soft sponge. And don't worry if they're a little bit dirty, we'll clean them up after we're happy with the result. Pipe rollers. For 8-foot pipes. We hope to do, okay, imagine you've got an organ pipe that happens to sort of kind of lie around on your organ bench, okay, but you want to work on the back of it in order to work on the tuning area and back seam repair, whatever, okay? Or even cut the foot off and do some repairs, maybe dents out, put a new tip on, whatever you want to do. Yes, also for putting a new tip on. And so you want to rotate it and need to make round seams, like here. So what we're going to do, hopefully, is we're going to make a set of rollers, like so, and because it's a double wheel thing, it's like so, and on the other side, it's on the other side. And we've got a stem come down, okay, we've got a stem come down, and we've got a stem come down, and this simply goes into a base plate. Can you see that okay? Base plate, chup. And the base plate can be just some kind of piece of wood, and we're going to do the same thing up here. And here's our hidden set of wheels. Okay, stem coming down, base plate, chup, chup. Sometimes it's good to have this distance this distance here from the roller out to the end of the base plate, have it several inches, maybe 2-3 inches, okay? 2 to 3 inches. And the reason is, if you happen to work on a table, which is always good to work on a table, then you can put a clamp there, okay? And you can clamp your guy to the table and secure it that way. The other option, which is also a good one, is to put underneath some kind of non-slip feet or pads. You know, some soft rubber, soft foam, something, so that this, and also have the, whatever you put underneath the piece of wood, the base, have it as thin as possible so it won't compress much at all when you clamp it and won't tilt and get your whole thing cockeyed, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. Before you start the project, always write down what you actually wanted to do, okay? And then check it off what happens. Okay, we want the base to be stable. Non-slip. Pads underneath. Thin. Okay, so it can be clamped on. What else? Bubbledy 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 boom. Okay. Obviously we want the rollers as low as possible. Okay, because if we make it tall, and we bump the pipe, then it's more likely to, like dominoes, to just fall over. We don't want it to happen if you don't have the clamps on. So the base needs to be stable, so that and the rollers need to be low, so that if you bump into it or whatever, that at worst it moves. Never mind the non-slip schnitzel. Okay? Okay. And yeah, use leftovers. Okay? Use materials and bits and pieces that you happen to have around. So don't go shopping for stuff. Unless, you know, the baby stroller and stuff. But I mean, don't buy anything new, blah, blah, blah. Okay? And that's it. Let's check it out. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Parameters. What diameter wheels do we have here? Take the vernier out. What parameter? Okay, I'm metric. Are you metric? I hope you're metric. Anyway, these are 4 1/4 inch wheels. Anyway, metric would be 10.8 centimeters. Okay, so why don't we simply write that down? Make a sketch for a little buddy. Okay. Diameter is 10.8 centimeters or 4 1/4 inch. It's for me business, so it doesn't have to be super precise what you're measuring. Cool. Now this is important. How thick is that shank? 16.5 millimeters. Schnitzen die, Hützen die. Okay, and it comes down sort of roughly here. You know how to make the diameter sign? Diameter 16.5 millimeter. In your own sketches, if you change from centimeters to millimeters and blah blah blah, write it out or always stay within the same denominator, okay? I could have written 1.65 centimeters, but heck, I could have also written up here 108 millimeters. Now, it's obvious that this is smaller than that, okay? Good. Just for the fun, measure another one, because sometimes this stuff is bent. 16.2. Okay. Let's flip that guy around. Check out the top end here. Schnipfen die. See, this will be a challenge because this is going onto that. It's 15 when it's bent. Okay, 15. It's 16.2 still. 16.2 is actually more precise. So let's write 16.2 millimeters. Now also for our friends who, okay, that's a little bit bigger than 5/8 of an inch. Okay, a little bit bigger than 5/8 of an inch. That's good to remember. So we write like this, inch, okay? Now, that these guys are swivel, that's actually kind of cool, okay? That is really kind of cool. This is held in place with a rivet, which is also cool, okay? Because, oh look, somebody went over something here, okay? Because swivel casters are really cool if you have one set of swivels when you're busy soldering when you're working just on a foot, okay? Just working on a foot, like soldering on the language, okay, up here. It's marvelous to have some swivel casters. Sorry. Let's sort of take on the, this is the base. This is like the top view, okay? So this is kind of cool that these guys can adjust to the conical or tapered shape that you're working with, which is really cool. Okay. For those who do not know what I'm talking about, this is the foot of the pipe. Okay, die Schultüte. Okay, you got it? Cool. Okay, so this is really cool. So let's try to preserve the swivel thingy. Okay. Step 1. Step 2, let's drill it out. We'll take our nearly empty bubbles and we're going to think what kind of rivet there could be. This could be, no, It's smaller than a 1/4 inch. Highly likely it's metric. All this stuff is, when it doesn't matter, I mean, all this stuff mostly is made overseas. And you know what I mean when I say overseas. I mean, mostly made by folks that are barely old enough to get out of this thing. So, going to pick up, just guesstimate. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is gorgeous. See, there's a little washer underneath, or a little retainer. Gaza. Okay. Just because we can, practice. Okay. Let's not go to where it actually counts. Go to here. Schnitzen die, hutzen die. Who put that thing there? Is that important? Ah. By the way, rivets can stop. Oh! Okay. I think we have a winner in regard to this drill bit size. That really did it, didn't it? Doodly doodly doo. Diddly doodly doo. Now, see this? I'm exposing our little buddy. Okay, since I know that this will be a violent pusher router, okay, when it comes through, I'm going to put something underneath, because this white top, hopefully you will see a little bit more of it in time to come. And we shall see. We shall put a little piece of waste wood underneath. Of course, in any wood shop there's never a piece of waste wood, because even waste wood is not wasted because it ends up in the wood. Aha! Here we have a not so happy rivet that likes to bounce around. Now that's annoying, okay? Is this thing loose too? Yeah, this thing's loose too. Okay, let's try it out. Just to be properly annoyed. You gotta be properly annoyed. Let's see if this one spins also. Yeah, sure enough, it spins. Well, in order to keep it from spinning, we need to fit the de-spinner on the other side of the rivet. Okay? So I'll be back when I find a de-spinner. Let's try plan B, this guy. Okay? And as you can see, at one point down the road in its life, I modified the head and ground it down here in order to make a really close cut. Apparently, I not only made a really close cut, but also damaged it nicely. But, well, anyway, so we're going to take the really close cut guy, hope to grab our little buddy, well, without killing ourselves, just yet. Ah, see? Got it. Got the little bag. Okay. Now, get out of here. We're drilling towards our hand. You might have heard me say I was drilling towards my hand, which is a really bad idea. You should never point anything towards you, but controlled force is always a good thing. Okay, now we need to reverse the thing. I mean, not reverse, do it on the other side. Let's do it on the other side, sunny side of mine. Okay, got it? Now I hope you're ambidextrous. If you're right-handed, or if you're left-handed, You better start learning using both hands for the same job or similar jobs, because you might find out that the one hand that you always favored is actually not good for one particular job. And the other one you always neglected is actually the better one. Okay? Heilig Schnee. And we've got a winner. So, lesson for today is sometimes one has to do other things. Go to plan B. Okay, here we've got the second swivel guy rescued. Gorgeous! Perfettamente. Okay. Coffee. Or tea, because it's half coffee, half rooibos tea. So I think it's tea. Have a glass of tea. Okay. So, what is next on our list? Rescuing the other guys. Now, we don't have to remove the Schnupfenbäumes. I mean, we don't have to remove the rivets over here. Never mind, we've got them. Let's leave them. It's not a problem. Who says it's a problem? I don't see a problem. Huh? It actually can be to our advantage, you know what I mean? Anyway, we've measured it. Now what we're going to do, do you see? Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to make the design decision. Now we're going to make the design decision. This is roller 1. Next to it is roller 2. Okay. I'm going to make the design decision how high these guys will be from our base. This space. Once again, low is good. It would be smart, because it's kind of wriggly and jiggly buggly, to have just enough space between so you can pinch your fingers and hurt yourself and yeah, expand your vocabulary, you know, into the Japanese. So, therefore, arbitrarily, let's aim to have here plus minus 1 centimeter, or for us, over here, 3/8 of an inch to half an inch. Yeah, it's not a problem, it's not important. I mean, it's good to have space. If it rubs, bad idea, okay? If it's too high, it's a waste of space and it changes the geometry, and we're more likely to create dominoes with wheels that can fall over. We don't want that, okay? Although, that maybe should be, by the way, that's a copyrighted term right now. Dominoes with wheels. Wheeled domino. Okay. So, and we're going to get a tube cutter. Why are we going to get a tube cutter? Why were we going to get a tube cutter? Because we have one. That's why. Okay, so we'll use our little itty bitty cheetah. Hey, look at that. We can use that as a spacer. It's a 1/2 inch board. Cool. Not bad. Now what are we going to use as a base? Now we need to make the decision, which board are we going to sacrifice to use to make 2 base boards for these things. Hey! Just a thought that comes to mind. If you want the ability to clamp our body down here and have this longer, 2-3 inches longer, it's okay to make it asymmetric, okay? It's okay to have one roller here, one roller there, and have the board underneath stick out on one side only. That's fine, okay? You don't have to make things symmetrically all the time. That way, also, if you ever want to have something close, for whatever reason, have this close to something else, maybe to your other set of rollers, who knows, you can do that. If you make it symmetric, sticking out on either side, you know, what's the point? Symmetric is overrated. And if you look in nature, what is symmetric? Not even the mirror image in a lake of a beautiful mountain is symmetric. Look at this. Ha ha! It's poplar. It's rough on one side slightly. And it's kind of sort of cool. And look, it is wider than our rollers. That's cool. It's long enough that I think we can get 2 pieces out easily. Now the question is, okay, now that we found this one, let's put this one away. Who needs it? Okay. Now that we found this one, we want to figure out where to cut these. We've got this board. I'll put this aside, okay? I'll have it peep in here so you can keep an eye on it, so it doesn't walk away. So, we want this to stick into the board. We don't want it to go through the board, okay? Because otherwise there's no point. If we drill, if here's the stem, okay, coming down from the roller. If we drill through the board, we need to stop. If we drill through the board, then the base has lost its main function, and that's to capture the weight and to distribute the weight of the pipe and whatever work you're doing on it, you know, if you want to sit on it, whatever. Anyway, and to distribute the weight evenly and gently onto your table. Then the board would be simply relegated to its sole purpose of retaining the space this way of the wheels and to keep them from falling over. But we want it to capture and distribute the weight too. So we need to drill not all the way through when we are going to mount these guys. So, since our board is how thick? How thick is our board? Oh look, there's a planed edge, there's a rough edge. Cool, we can maybe slice a little edge off. So how thick is our little buddy? Oh, it's an even number even. It's 21.75 millimeters. Let's write that down. So the thickness of our board was what again? 21.75 millimeters. Okay? Well, that's roughly what? Was it? It's not quite 7/8 of an inch. Okay, not quite 7/8. So if we drill in 5/8, 3/4, well, 3/4 cuts it a little bit close. Okay, so let's drill this thing in. Let's give us down here as a space at least 3 millimeters. Okay, 3 millimeters. 21.75, let's say 22 minus 3. Okay, it's 19, that would be a 3/4 inch. Actually, let's make it 18 millimeters deep. Okay. Okay, so we know that we need to add 18 millimeters to our schnitzel here, and we've got the length. Okay, we'll adjust this little guy here. We'll adjust this guy to precisely, or more or less, give or take, but precisely up the cop 18. And we're going to mark our little buddy roughly where we're going to cut him off. Okay, so that's cool. Now we can actually measure this distance and duplicate it simply. Oh, look. Can you see what I'm doing? Or can you not? Am I in your way? Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. And this would be 5.9 centimeters. Okay, yeah, not so bad. Here's a label. Date of manufacture 14509. I guess it's May 14th, 09. Anyway, don't matter, no? We're going to hold the fucking. We're going to open this. Okay, a little bit. Like so. Now it's important that we put the cutting wheel close to the mark. And what kind of metal do you think this is? I would be guessing some kind of, actually, it feels heavy. I think it's steel. First time around, gotta be careful. Okay? See? And with tube cutters, what we do is we just gently let it cut its first thing, then we give it a little twist and we carry on. And when you come around, give it another little twist, gently, never over pressure, because if you squish it tight and you actually dent the whole tube, that would be just plain not so smart, not? And in good time, this thing will simply fall off. And we've got this, we've got an Isetta of a bingo. Now how do we know if this is steel? We go over here, and so we keep weird stuff. Over here. We go over there, and we take a magnet. Okay, and preferably the magnet is, okay, cool. Isn't that cute? Okay. Now we'll cut the other guy off. And if you can see, let's put this guy over here. Well, I guess you can't really see, but we happen to have gotten it just right on the mark. Well, for those people who Now, cutting through a label is not the best idea. Okay. Sometimes. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yes, at the beginning you need to be gentle, because if you crank it down like crazy, you're actually tilting the cutting wheel slightly, and as you proceed, you might actually cut a spiral. You might cut a thread, a gentle thread on the surface, if you're not careful, instead of staying in the groove and cutting the guy off. So that's what we're going to do here. Just, oops, just gently go around, and remember, little twist. No, doesn't have to be much. There's no rush. Because if you rush, you mess it up, and then, well, and then what? You've got one stroller that we got for $3.85. You think you find another one just like it? Great. Okay. Up, bingo. Okay. Oh, by the way, we measured this guy protrudes from the back of its little cute thing for 59 millimeters. Okay, I think it would be cool to measure how much it protrudes here, because we need to salvage a piece of pipe from here to put into the swivel guy, okay, in order to have it come out the same height. We don't want one set higher and the other one lower. I mean, sometimes for certain soldering applications, you want one end of the pipe higher than the other, okay? But it's good not to do this to start off with, and it's better to maybe put a shim underneath or another block if you want that. It's good to make an even set, just because, whatever, just because we can. Okay, so we'll hold this kind of sort of more or less where we think it's kind of straight, and we're going to measure this. And that's 19.4. 19.4. Ooh. Remember we said 3/4 inch or less, preferably. This is actually on the long side. So, okay. Well, let's keep it like this. 19.4. Cool. How far do you get in? How long does a pipe have to be in order to just simply disappear in here? Okay. 50.5. What was this again? 6.5. Okay. And that was 50 point something, no? What did you say? Okay, 6.5, 50.5. So it goes in for 50.5. Then we've got to the top of the wheel, 6.5. Then we've got the 1/2 inch plywood, okay, which never is 1/2 inch, which is precisely 12 millimeters. Okay, and then we add what the other thing is, which is 19.5 millimeters. Okay? So, we'll add this all up. That's when the calculator comes in handy. So the piece of pipe that we need to cut needs to be 50.5 plus 6.5 plus 12 plus 19.5, 88.5 millimeters. Okay, now we know what to look for. That's fine. A nice straight stretch that is not kinked or bent or blocked or easily accessible, where we can cut out, preferably twice, our 88.5 schnitzel. Ooh, what if we drill out this guy? Because then we have got this piece here. Okay, that's kind of cool. And let's hope that this is a tight doodles. No, he spins, of course he spins. It wouldn't be a beautiful stroller if it wouldn't spin. Oh, but we can grab it. If you can open it, how do you? You can see that I've got a lot of experience with strollers to open. Do we need to do something with this thing? Do I need to hold it? Anybody out there who knows how to operate this thing? I'm going off camera because this is going to take some. Oh, okay. Maybe that way. Nope. Oh, okay. Look. I learned something. You gotta open the nickel thing up. Bingo. And then it opens up. Well. This was the guy. This was the piece I wanted to, well, or this guy. Okay, let's use this guy. Wait, is this another rivet there right in the middle? No, it's just a screw. Okay, this is just a screw. And if I remove one rivet, this is the, I think, the easy one to grab. If I remove one rivet, boom, then it should swing out. So let's do number one. Yeah, let's lock it open. Unscrew. By the way, I like the long thing. The longer the screwdriver, the better it is. Simple reason is, one fellow once told me during my apprenticeship, the further away you are from work, the better. Okay. Dashing through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh. Do you remember what we were looking for? Oh yeah, we were hoping to grab this dude and once again drill in towards our hand, which we should not do. So those safety focused people, please close your eyes and walk once around the block. Okay, I'm going to grab this guy, the head of the resistance. Grab it. Make sure you drill those forward. Duh. And drill, baby, drill. Ah, there we go. Boom. Bingo. Here's our little buddy. Now, if we would be concerned about, it's always good to have a trash can nearby. If we would be concerned about the appearance of things, we can actually cut right, we could cut a nice piece between here, we can cut a nice piece between here, but, oh, a nice washer. Keep parts, okay? Ooh, look, another washer. Excuse me. By the way, metal parts we put into recycling. Washers put back into our little tool tray for washers, okay? Anyway, so we're going to cut 88 point what? 88.5. What's 88.5 on a normal rainy day? Now we'll go to the high-tech measuring tool. Okay. And let's just check it out. Can you see me? You can't see me. Why can't you see me? Are you still with me? Okay, here. Let's see. 88.5. No, yeah, 88.5. Make sure you're kind of 88.5 is right around here. Okay. Well, yank. And remember, line the cutter wheel up with your mark. We could have marked it successively, but let's not get carried away. This was supposed to be a happy occasion. Here, we've got a single line. Maximum child weight is 35 pounds, 55.88 kilograms. 35 pounds. That's what it says on the label there. Fascinating. Well, I guess when all was said and done, I reached more than 35 pounds. Because I wouldn't be showing you this. I would be still weighing 35 pounds. Okay, I guess by that time you gotta learn to walk. Okay, this is, let's check it out, just because we can. This goes in here, and this guy ought to stick out roughly about the same distance as the other guy. I think it's pretty nickel close, huh? Cool. Okay, now just remember, we haven't got a rivet in here. Bankable. Okay. And you were saying something about 88 point something. 88.5 is somewhere near this spot. Okay? Line your cutter up, because you can. Okay, and gently, easy now. Sometimes the pipe is not round, so have your hands on the thingy, and if you feel the cutter come loose, give it a little twisty, okay? Because if the pipe is not round and you don't keep it snug against the pipe, then it can slide off. Then what? You have to start all over again. Right over the bridge. Okay. And see, we're gonna cut. Da 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 dee da. Da 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 dee. Okay. Un momento. And I can feel we are coming very close to the end, very close. Another half an hour. Crunchy. And Bob is your uncle. Now, just in order to embarrass ourselves, to pick up the wrong set. Okay, so these are the two pieces of pipe that we cut. Okay, kind of sort of. Same length, within half a millimeter. Actually within less than half a millimeter. But let's not split hairs. Okay. Shall we drill and put a locking screw in here? Wouldn't that be cool? Da da dee da 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 dee da dum. Dee da 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 dee da 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 dum. Okay. So anyway, we've got those, we've got that. We are actually done with the baby carriage, folks. Schnitzen. Isn't that something? What a shame. So many good parts still in this thing, so many beautiful parts. So don't throw it away. If you're like me, you've got a certain place where you keep metal parts. And there will be right over there. So next step. Ooh. Next step. Can you see me over here? Okay, cool. Take the Sharpie. Okay, take the Sharpie, hold the guy, make a mark, make a mark. Take this guy out, hold the guy, make sure it's at the end, okay, not just somewhere floating in the middle. Take the Sharpie, make the mark, on your mark, good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the bolt, which is of course lousy steel, but who needs to know? Ay, ay, ay. Okay, that's all. Not bad. Put it on the mark. Put it in the middle. Come! Okay, that's all we need. Okay. Let's do the same thing with here. Now you'll ask, why am I not doing it on here? This is a worktop after all. Well, we don't want this messed up just yet. We want this to last beyond my lifetime, okay, and not turn ratty and uneven and scarred too long. As you can see, it's already got some marks. Well, that's just life how it is. Anyway, but this has got sharp edges from us using the tube cutter. If I do it right here, I get 2 marks into the table. Let's just, let's not do this. You don't do this on your dining room table. I mean, what would the missus say? And as you can see, I'm just making a little mark. Not much. Yeah. Who needs much? Okay. And we can actually now reconnect our little buddy. Put him back in. See? Gazi, gazi, gazi. See our mark. We put him in place. Okay. I'm sorry, this is just at the edge of what you can see. That's okay. Bear with me, bear with me. Ruff, ruff. Ah, magnet. Stick this guy back in. Check, mark, good, bingo. Let's put this guy in place. Okay, and since it swivels, you're welcome to rotate our little boy. Okay, and tighten it up a little bit. Not so too much, huh? Okay. And find a drill bit that's a bit better than cutting just butter. And since we smacked it, our little drill bit should be quite happy. If we would be doing this for a while, it's a good idea to lubricate. When you drill into steel, cut into steel, usually oil or antifreeze is a good lubricant. Okay, antifreeze is usually better. But this is just, a hole here, hole there, so it's not so important. Okay, now we're going to take the drill bit out, put our long guy in. Don't have to torque too strong. Let's not mess it up to start off with. And let's hold. Do a little bit more torque. Bingo! And just snug it up. Remember, you're dealing with plastic. And this is it. Well, we're going to do one more guy. Okay, you just turn him around. And we'll rinse, repeat. Uh-oh. Here we go. And tighten gently. You remember, it just has to hold. You don't have to talk everything to death. Okay? This is a workbench. It's like additional hands to help you hold. It's not. We're not going to make things earthquake proof here. We're about to go through. Remember, there's something on the other side. I won't hold it against you if you don't drill straight to the second hole, for the sole purpose of avoiding smacking into the other piece on the other side. Oopsie. See? Bingo, that's it. That's all we want. In there. There we go. Now we've got our swivel guys. How cool is that? Okay. And you can, I have my trash can usually right underneath here, so I can go boomty bumpty boomty, and all the shribbly button stuff falls right in there. Put your bench dogs out of harm's way, mainly that they don't harm you, because if you get hung up on those things, and well, you might just once again improve your Japanese. You don't want to do that. Okay, this is not the venue for that. There are other classes. Okay, the extra length from here. Okay. This would be the center of the first wheel. And the other guy center is right here. Okay. And we're going to cut that guy off after we drilled it and did all our cool stuff. Right around here. But for all this cool stuff, we've got a square. Okay. Now, which side should we have up? I personally like to have this side up, actually. So we're going to go here. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? Like a mark in the middle, sort of. Okay. Somewhere along these lines here, we're going to cut. We're going to drill our hole to mount these guys in. These were the brake guys we just marked. Okay. On the board, position for the holes, I mean the longitudinal position of the holes, and we made an arbitrary decision to make this thing that long, the base of the first board. So we'll make the base of the second board, how about just as long? 27.3. We'll leave space for the saw cut. And then we go up 27.3. Remember, it's just a tool, a work aid we make. Okay? So let's not get carried away right away. So I'm going to go to my saw. Some people put a little X on the side that we're actually going to cut. Okay? Just to remind them not to cut on the other side of the line. So, okay. So I'm going to come to my saw, cut this thing off here, zut, cut it off here, zup, cut it there. Bingo. Okay? Bob is your uncle, Finny your aunt. I'm going to make some noise, so excuse me. Okay. Here we are again. We've got two boards. This is the first one that we marked for our swivel guys. For our brake action guys. Okay. Now that we've got it marked, now that we've got it cut, we're going to mark the center. Okay. 10.7. What's half of 10.7, guys? Anybody know? How about 5.35, give or take? An inch? 5.35. And if you're not sure of your own calculation, 5.35, you're always welcome to flip the guy around and measure it again. Well, that's good. 5.35. Okay, now we've done this here. We're going to do the same thing with these guys. Now the question is, should we, look guys, this looks like it's just about the same location, only swivel bubble, swivel schnivel. So why don't we make life a little bit simpler for us for once? Okay? And simply copy these markings down onto this board. Now we need to drill the appropriate hole to stick those guys in. And I suggest that we, on the grinder, just gently bevel the edge, take the edge, the cutting edge, the burr off from us having cut the tube. So when we get to push it in, it will be a nice tight fit without messing up the outer edge of our new hole. Once again, was this 5/8 of an inch, give or take? It is 5/8 of an inch, not just give or take. Cool. I think let's stick it in. I mean, let's cut the hole and stick it in, shall we? And for that purpose, we're going to go to the drill press. Drill press. Okay? So, excusez-moi, I'll drill some holes. One could put an offset, okay? That would allow all kinds of cool motion. Just like teeth. How cool is that? What do you think, guys think? And ladies, do you think that might be an interesting option? Because you see, if I drill a hole behind it, I will weaken this part and there will be stress. But if I drill next to it, won't be. So let's do that. Drill another hole nearby. So if I want it to swivel, then I'll just take it out and put it in there. Bingo. Bob is your uncle. Let's do that. At the drill press, we still have the center mark, so we just have to be close by, but not quite there, okay? And let's go zoom it down. because we like possibilities, adaptabilities, we're going to make a second hole. I just got carried away, guys. There you go. So we can line them up or have them offset. Okay? So what we're going to do now, right now, actually, this very moment, let's go for lunch. Okay, scusi. So, okay, now it's steady. So, here we are again. We drilled holes, we drilled offset holes for the swivel thing. So they work like TTs, hopefully, you know. Very good. I think now it's time to just tidy things up a little bit. Bevel the edges. You always bevel the edges because you don't want to have splinters and stuff. You don't want to cut yourself for no particular reason. When you cut yourself, it better be a good reason. So, and that's why we take this. We'll take the sock off very gently, and this is my happy plane. Every plane that is useful usually is also a little bit dirty. Anyway, so we've retracted the blade when we put it into the sock, and we're going to always retract the blade if you have the opportunity when you put it somewhere, and then we'll take it out a little bit so we can bevel things. So let's put this there, and this guy over here. This guy lives with this one, and this is with this one. Okay, and I'm doing the beveling right here, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing, which is kind of simple. We go clockwise, okay? Now I like to start with the long edge on one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, counting is a good thing. Slightly down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we also want to do the edges. So right. There we go, 6 times. And the corner, don't forget the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom, corner. 1, 2, 3, check. 1, 2, 3, boom. I check because sometimes one wanders and it doesn't go quite straight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And boom, the corner. We'll do this here too. Remember, lengthwise first, and the reason is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The reason is because now I've already cut this, so it will not break out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you don't like it, you can do a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, why not? Let's make a couple more. Here, 1 more. 1, 2 more. And here, 2 more. Here, 2 more. Here, 2 more. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the corner. Don't forget the corner. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The corner. Okay? That way it's just nice finished look. Remember, this is for the swivel guys, this is for the straight guys. Okay, just so we're on the same. Now what is this again? That's right. Fire starter. So that's that. And well, what do we not have yet? Non-slip. We don't have non-slip bottoms. And in order to put non-slip schnitzel on underneath, we're going to use some craft foam, which is really cool stuff. Here's some nice thin craft foam. Oh yes, also to demonstrate, see how this all nicely rolls around. If we put craft foam on, it actually is like a non-slip schnitzel. How cool is that? Okay, so we need some scissors for that. And the scissors, last time I saw them, they were right over here. So if my voice wanders, that's because my brain is right behind it. Okay, so
let us do a little bit of craft here, yeah? And keep the children nice and busy so they shall not get into mischief, yeah? Ha! Let's cut a little bit of foam. Ha! Yeah, nice and easy, nice and easy. Let's see if we can make a straight line crooked. There we go, bingo. Second dude.
okay, and you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more. And we're going to cut. It's not that critical as yet. There are times when you have to be precise and critical about it. Making jigs and work aids, it's time when you can relax a little bit. Okay? Or it's also time when you can practice. Okay? So practice is good. So we're simply gonna stick it on, and in order to stick it on, I'm wandering off again, and the glue we're going to use, or adhesive. The adhesive we're using today is called, that's right, glue. Well, it's water-based glue. Do we want to dirty a brush for that? Yeah, we might as well, heck. Just remember to wash the brush, okay? Because, well, oh, this is really good stuff. It's actually yogurt. I just took it out of the fridge. Okay, so what you do is you put the glue on, and because we're stingy people, we put it all over the place. But because we're stingy people, we are going to smacker die Utzen, die Rappen, die Schnitzen, die Putzen, die Batten, die do.
We are not gluing the one to the other thing, because then we only end up with one piece of schnitzen.
Okay, here we go. See? Bingo! It's called transfer. Let's just do this. Okay, and boop de 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 daddle de daddle de do. And then we're going to, you can put it like so, and go shoopity boop de boo. Okay? Now, as I mentioned earlier, this foam schnitzel is not going to breathe. It won't allow the adhesive, the carrier material, the carrier liquid of the adhesive, which in our case is water. It won't allow it to evaporate and dissipate and therefore dry. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stick it on, close the lid, By the way, this brush I've got lying over with the bristles over the edge of the table in order not to make a mess, okay? So that might be a helpful notice, okay? Because we don't want to glue the table to anything. There's no point in gluing the table to air. So, and then we're going to simply put this guy here, okay? And it goes chop chop. You line it up with, by eye, sort of with the outside, goji goji goji. You put the other guy in, line it up. It's not that good. Once again, the cool thing is also these are adjustable. You know, also these can be adjusted, which is really cool. Anyway, and here we can, just because we can, going to fit it in offset. Okay? Because it's kind of cool. Have it different. See? So we can roll things and have things. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay? Now remember, the glue underneath is going to dry, whatever. And let's see. You can see what we've done. Let me get the coffee cup out. Let me get this out. Let me get all the distractions out of the frame. Except for me. Very funny, very funny. Anyway. Now remember, the thingy still has to dry. Can you see this still? Can you see it now? Can you see me now? Okay. Okay. And now we are going to bring a pipe, an organ pipe. Okay. Okay. And you see, here's an organ pipe, a beautiful thing. Well, sort of, kind of. It will need some work, but it'll be fine. By the time we're done, it'll be just great. See? Now we can put this guy here. Can you see it? And now we can work on it safely. We can protect its finish, okay, and its structural integrity. If we want to, we can work on the ear, we can repair an ear, we can, if we are making a new one, we can solder in the upper lip on this jig. We can make this round seam here. Okay, isn't that cool? This is it. Well, somebody messed it up, but I mean, wrote one. I never quite understand why somebody uses a Sharpie. Never mind, it's got a name in the back. But, well, that's what we're here for.
Keeps us busy, yeah?
So that's cool, isn't it? And, you see, if you don't want it to turn because you're busy on this, let's say you're working right here, and die schnitzen die, rutzen die. Okay, you go clack, you got the brake on. You got the brake on, it's not going to turn. And you can put a second brake on too if you want. How cool is that? Okay, and then you can release it and roll it. The other cool thing is, as we talked about, now remember the non-slip thing is not yet done down underneath. Let me see. You see, I'm coming from the other side in order to show you a little bit. But this is the cool thing here. Should we have the need to work on the tapered foot, see how it follows the shape of the taper. And if we do cylindrical again, bingo, there's cylindrical. We do tapered, tapered. That is cool, isn't it? self-adjusting, cylindrical taper. And this guy. So, and then we can hit the brake. If we don't like one brake, we can make a second brake. Okay? Boom. Now it's not going to move. How cool is that, huh? And if you want to roll it again, bingo, you roll it again. So, that was it. We got ourselves a set of work rollers. This is it. We got ourselves a set of rollers, which is really cool. Okay, and once again, you can take this out, put it in here for really tight tapers, if you wanted to, or just leave it in here. And it's good. Gravity is your friend. They will stay in place. And once again, we've got the longer ends. Okay, if we wanted to clamp it, we can do that. If we want to have something one close to the next, we can do that. I don't see the reason for that, but anyway, so the need might come up, but we can have something here in the middle. Cool, isn't it? And then you can give it to your grandkids or whatever, and they can play and you got a little car here. How cool is that? Sweet Georgia Brown. And here's this for those who only think in linear ways. This is for the cool people. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry. Okay, I'm going. Yay. This is fun. Anyway, we've got ourselves a pair of organ pipe rollers. Thank you for watching, and I hope you will come again when we're actually going to put those things to use and modify a whole bunch of cool organ pipes. Here we are. We've made our set of organ pipe rollers, and they've got really cool features. Once again, the wheels are nice and big. They are foam, they're soft, so they won't harm the finish, they won't harm the body, won't dent it. These ones here have got the brakes. Okay, so you can lock the position of the organ pipe if you're working on ears, on the mouth, or on something specific. Unlock it, or lock only one. They've got the additional overlength on one side, which is beautiful, so you can clamp it to the table if you want to secure it. And remember, the second set we made with the swivel ones, swivel wheels, so it will nicely conform to tapered shapes, which is really beautiful. Remember that we've got offset holes if you want to have it for sharp tapers. Also, once again, overlength, the thin non-slip padding underneath, which is some nice craft foam, which works beautifully. And I've added a couple things since we went through the video. One thing is set screws in order to keep the shafts in place and they won't fall out. Hello? Yeah. And the other feature, which is kind of obvious, is I drilled another hole here in the overlength. So when we're done, we won't clutter up our table. We'll actually put them away. We'll put them away where we keep our repair tools, our beaters and cones and other things. Well, thank you for being with us, and next time we'll put them to use.